Recently, I've been operating even off Hong Kong, China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, so whoever listens to me, I follow. So what happens, when it comes to cost management, I don't want to mix it a little bit with lean manufacturing, and I think lean manufacturing become a buzzword. People take it as a trademark, and everybody's nominating himself, I'm a lean factory, lean factory. Just to tell you one word, I'm still fighting for it. I've been telling companies so far, from south to the far east, I've been telling companies, lean manufacturing starts only when you practice the lean culture after you create that baseline of improvement. As today, we don't have any company with a baseline of improvement. What I mean by is one of the topics is cost management. But cost management here is not related only, I hate to stand, I like to walk, but I have to handle my slides. Cost management, I'm not covering about the finance, I'm not talking about accounting management, I'm not talking about this. I'm going to talk only about the factory itself. This is where it started when it comes to estimating. This is where it started when it comes to controlling and when it comes to improvement as well. Coming back to this, I believe you all know about profitability. You all know how to read your bottom line reports every 6 months or every 3 months. But how to make it effective, like when we talk about world-class manufacturing, there are large groups in the world, start with Toyota, then move to Apple. Today, Apple, like one of the amazing systems they have, especially in North America, I could walk to their store, I select any item I want, in 1 minute I'll be out of the store, paid already and gone. Wow. How can you do this? This is not just in time only, this is like 3 times just in time. When it comes to Dell, when it comes to Bell, when it comes to IBM, when it comes to large companies in the world, when it comes to even Singapore airport, people measure values, like Mr. Kapoor was talking about value, about performance efficiency, about all this. There are so much to deal with it. I stopped doing lean manufacturing almost for the last 3 years. I said, I'm quitting, I'm out. I said, until that time, each one of us understand where he's aiming to and where he's heading for now until the next 5 years to come, and build the strategy and build on and move on and create a system and design whatever you want to turn your company to become more in-market focused company, not in-factory focused company. It means just generate your data background and build your costing on what's happened yesterday. This is not the way how we're going to move forward. Talking even this morning, I enjoyed talking about, listening to you talk, Misha, about human resources. One scope of her first slide, talk about the whole thing, attracts me, was the one in the bottom to the right side called adapt your people to your strategy. I said, wow. That's an easy word to hear it, and that's an easy word to translate it. But believe me, you need to turn your company, as I know some of you, you need to turn your company almost like 360 degrees. When I say 360 degrees, it means today we're talking about market intelligence. We're talking about prices market can afford to buy. We're talking about it. It's not anymore the time for negotiating. It's not anymore the time for guessing on price. It's not anymore, even have you ever asked your factory manager? We're talking about IE and all that. Have you ever asked, what's the engineering capability is? You ask your production manager requesting a lot from engineer and all that. Have you ever asked what you're expecting from them first before you recruit them? There's no qualification even when we recruit people. It's a mess. It's the chaotic. The whole industry is upside down. Sorry for my honesty. I'm very frank when it comes to this because I was born in this industry. I learned my education. I built it on this industry. I searched night and days, years and years, from North America all the way to the Far East. And still, until today, I'm trying to find that client, he's going to move with me the way I think. And still today, we're all talking about bits and pieces left and right and this and that. This is not how you're going to build management, cost management. Let me tell you, companies are built on 3 things. Cost management, production management, quality assurance. The 3 are interrelated. If I build the cost management, is driven from a concept. Is driven from a system. If I build the people are adapted to the concept and a system to try performance as it deviate on a daily basis. Look, I'm going to talk a little bit macro today. In the afternoon, I'm going to go more in details. I'm going to show you how company changed and they become more customer focused And as you know, when it comes to customer focus, like Mr. Kapoor was talking about CEO, I will tell you, customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, give me that satisfaction to my growth. Without employees, you don't have a buyer. Without a buyer, you don't have a business. This is a simple formula. If I want to take this and I start thinking about it, let me scratch my head and think a little bit about how can I design? Let me take you first to what you do today when it comes to cost management. Everything is uncontrollable. You never control your earning. Even if you say, don't worry, Charles, we're making money. Last 3 days I was in Bangladesh and I really fought with so many owners. I told them very simple. You all sit on your chair and you tell me you're making money. Definitely, if you make 1 million, 2 million, how much can you spend by yourself $2 million a year? It's enough for you to live, and you're happy about it. We all grow by the quantity. We never grow by the value. When I did two cases in Bangladesh under Walmart, which is under George Azda, 2 cases. That guy was making $1 million. He was able to make $16 million? I told him, what about the 20,000 employees you have in your group? Those did not deserve a little bit extra? But you cannot see it. Because our concept, our standard system is based mostly on centralized, totally centralized sharing costing system. It means when it comes to this, let me flip you to the next slide. I think it will be more easy. You all work in budgeting. Budgeting, I don't think I'm going to teach you about budgeting. You all know how to calculate what you want, but there's several ways when talk about budgeting. Is it budgeting or planning against what you're looking for in terms of market? It's the other way around. Systems in standard concept, we have what we call budgeting. What we do, the second process, we do cost estimating. And after that, we move into the control. And many companies, probably out of us, start installing RFID, capturing data online, monitoring people performance. They say, hey, productivity failed at the end of the day. Ask your production manager before he asks a supervisor. Boss, please, sir, help me, guide me, and educate me, and grow me with you to learn. How do you improve 40 sewing operator in a line? He doesn't know himself. Ask even the GM. He doesn't know himself. I agree with you 100% about human resources. But the issue is, it's not about just even a human resource to come and educate people to adapt them to a concept. Adapt them on what? You don't know even how you're going to run your production. You don't know even what the future is going to be in the next 3 years. Just to tell you why I'm talking about this. I'm doing a survey under the Commonwealth covering 48 countries in the world related to buyers. And I will tell you, time is tough and the way it's going to come. I have already done for 12 countries in the world talking about pricing. In the same country itself, doing one politician in Delhi, Noida to Gurgaon, prices vary. Why? It's not the same place, same structure. Issue is not anymore about, I believe, I was just telling my friend Manish from Orient Fashion, I was telling him, one thing I believe a lot in the north of India, people are willing to learn. I've been here, especially working with OGTC, and I saw there are so much talents here. Just look at around the world. Go to UK, go to Toronto, Canada. You see the best people, the best talent people are all from India. But we don't know how to cultivate that talent. The issue is, it's about us to start thinking about change, about the change and all that. Costing and estimating and all that, as I said, we build all RFID in the company. We build, even if you set up visual controls and all that, you still, when you build a system in a company, let me talk about ABC, probably some of you knows it, activity-based costing. Every activity I know, how much cost me, how much I want, how much I need to get out of it and all that. But what happens if it fails? What doesn't happen? Mr. Kapoor said he doesn't want reports. He has everything live. Which I agree. What are you going to do with the report when you run orders for 300 pieces and it's over in 24 hours? What do you do when you start supplying just in time to the local market in India here? Can you survive? You can't. That's why you prefer the export. Because you cannot deal probably with the local market as the market is moving. The retailing industry is a 350% growing here in the country. So how can you deal with this? It's impossible. It's a time to stop. I will tell you honestly, it's a time to stop every little bits and pieces project, buying here, buying there, educating IE here, changing production line, doing one supervisor program and all that. How do they tie up all to your strategy, to what you're looking for, to your vision, to your statement of work. How do they tie it up? It takes a lot of changes before you do this. That's what look, I'm not going to go in details, as I said, but I get excited when I talk about it. It's in my blood when it comes to the apparel sector, even textile. And I cannot just keep quiet and turn blind eye on this because, I feel there are so many people are suffering because certain negligence or certain, neglecting the aspect that we could take a chance and make the change for the future, but we don't take it. But we could spend a lot of money on one side, but at the end of the day, it doesn't contribute to anything. So when it comes to costing and control, usually the ABC activity costing, when it comes to estimating, there are two principles, two ways of estimating cost. There's something we call job cost. It means you estimate the product by the product by product, the cost by product. Or there's a process. It means you take the whole department of the cutting room and you average it out and you define the cost of that garment. Let me talk to you what buyers are looking for. Are you fair to the buyers? When you run, there's three categories of products when we run in the apparel industry. One is called basic, continuity. It means something I do every day, something I don't change every day, something I don't need to do sampling even for it. There are products, we call them basic fashion. Some of them are basic, but they come seasonal. Some of them are too complicated, we call them fashion. When it comes to performance, when it comes to line setup, when it comes to skill of people, when it comes to target costing, why should I charge the buyer for a basic, same cost I charge him for fashion? Is that fair to the market? Is that fair to the buyers? It's not. Today, what you have mostly in the garment industry, you have a mixture. Nor pure job costing and nor pure process costing. What do I mean by this? We're all celebrating, we have SMV in the industry. I will tell you, as an engineer, as economist, I've been almost in the industry 28 years. Now you know how old I am. 28 years in this industry, I will tell you, all these SMV, they don't work. Because why? Coming back to human resources. Tell me the work method you designed, for an example, has been cascaded down to the line people to understand how you establish the cost, has been transferred back to the knowledge of the people, the workers, to run it even. At the end of the day, it ends up the willingness of your own people running the production. So why we don't leave the costing for them then? You know Oshkosh B'gosh, the kids wear, in 1991. In Florida, they left their company to establish the SME by their own operator. At the end of the day, it's our goal. They set them into values, into targets, whatever it is, but there was no SME. I'm not telling you to eliminate SMV. It's contrary to this. But I'm just telling you, sometimes we have so many tools, but we don't use them. Even we have tools, RFID, in some companies, we capture data, we know balancing and all that. What do we do? Nothing. So this is not how you're going to build the future. This is not how you're going to sustain your profitability. So when it comes, we have mixture systems between job and process. We could cost probably the SMV value. For me, as a Christian, I said, SMV for me is my Bible. If I cannot make sure the end line, the line people on the floor, they know exactly how I established it, how I designed it, and how I implement it. But all this doesn't happen in the manufacturing area. This is the biggest mistake we have. Mostly they happen all what we call in the product development area. If it comes to me as a company today, I think when I look at those ideas, I said, why I don't move my best engineers, my best quality team, my best maintenance, my best, and put them all centralized in a product development, for an example. What do I need them on the floor? On the floor, I need workplace training, which we call them supervisors. World-class manufacturers, they don't have engineers, they don't have mechanics, they have only people. They troubleshoot the big problem, which supervisors cannot handle. You know, like, there are so many technicality into this. I'm not going to go elaborate in too much details, but just to share basic things that you all understand it. It means our industry, it's really under, like, really a storm. Storm, it's a perfect storm, we call it, I call it. It's really a storm. Storm not generated by workers, lying people. Sometimes, like under certain bias, they don't want me to call them workers. So they are team members. It's not caused by the people. It's not caused by the people running your production. You know, we hire them. We integrate them. We evaluate them. We train them. We did everything. We end up in the sewing line. Hey, sir, they're not good. So you blame the operator? You're the one who opened the door for her. You're the one running a dexterity test to see if she's capable to handle 2 hands. You're the one set up all this. So how can you come and blame the workers? You know, in Toyota, which I like, they blame mostly the management because 99.99999, if I could end up with a 999, it's all related to management system, to philosophy, to principles, to the style of management, to everything. It's not even to the work. Look, don't take me wrong. I'm not blaming you. I'm not trying to scolding you or whatever it is. I'm just sharing with you is, if it comes to me, I said, I never look at the bottom line on the worker side first. I really look at the top level because it's not anymore world-class manufacturing, top-down culture. It's bottom-up. It means the people on the floor will deliver to you the profitability, but give them what they need to perform with. Is it a skill? Is it a setup? Is it a support concept? We are totally decentralized departments even. We have mechanical department alone. We have a merchandising alone. Your merchandise probably in Noyoda. Your manufacturer is in Gurgaon. And if there's a problem in the fab, it takes like 24 hours for this guy to travel from probably Noyoda, if he has time, unless his boss is meeting him and all that. It's a total complex. So coming back to this, like costing job by product or this, today, world-class manufacturing is by value stream, by product is not anymore. You know, I learned this in 1991. I was chief engineer of Wonderbra in Canada. And first time, you know, we used to have 12 costs per minute, different costs per minute. We used to have, why? Because performance is different. I do something all year round on a skill center. It means do same operation nonstop. I hit over 100, 110%. Do you know our goals now in Bangladesh with the phase of Walmart Project George is basic product. Like if I run polo t-shirt, a jogging suit, whatever it is, we cannot accept in any garment industry less than 115% average efficiency. You all sit and celebrate on 60%. It doesn't work. If you take one individual operator, test them out. Take one individual operator, put her around sewing machine, evaluate her performance and all that. She hits over even 100%. She gets the dexterity. We don't have operators, they're not good. But we don't have a system to build on and to educate them and all that. So that's why we said it's a perfect storm. Let me show you why. If you want to control the cost today, this is my mind map. If you want to sustain, I don't have micro. If you want to sustain, I hope I figure it out, sustain my unit price, which it means, let me do this equation with you. I love, unfortunately, I usually work with Excel sheet too, because some people, they cannot capture numbers by heart. But let me do it this way. In the afternoon, I'll do more in details. Do you know 1% productivity improvement is equivalent between 8 to 12% profitability gain? Do you know that? You never done the math. I've done it. The last company it's called, without mentioning name, keep it aside. It's in Vietnam. I do a lot in Vietnam, Korean, Taiwanese companies. 35% improvement in productivity, they hit over 390% profitability gain. Why? Because once I pay my manufacturing cost with the same current condition, every extra piece you make, it's 100% profit in the pocket. It's not just your ratio 10, 15%. Because you haven't reduced the price for buyers, but you're still gaining profit out of it and all that. You know, people like talking about so many things when it comes to all these drivers, like How can I control manufacturing system when there are so many support concepts into it, you know? How can I calculate when I have all decentralized costing sharing systems here? How can I take the whole thing and put it, average it out, and at the end of the day, charge it to a buyer? It doesn't matter if it's a basic style, repeat styles, complicated style. It doesn't matter. It doesn't work. You know, as I told you, I'm doing survey for buyers. I think they're going to niche down categories of product, and you're going to see they're not going to rely on the prices, average price that we give them today. A lot of change is going to happen in the industry. Probably not tomorrow, not after tomorrow, but in the years to come. Don't worry. Production is not going to America, so as Donald Trump said. So it's not going to America, it's remaining here. So just to say back is, a lot of things is going to change because today Asia is not Asia in general. Asia is not Asia it used to be 16 years ago. Asia today even is more advanced than North America, if you want to know. Even Donald Trump said it last time. You travel to our airports in America, you will see like we are third world country now. It is, because we advanced so much here. You know, all the talents are here, all the education is here, and you see like everything is coming out of Asia at the end of the day. But we still don't know how to cultivate it properly, because we still have bits and pieces, you know, to adjust in the mindset and all. So the issue is complicated. If you want to set up tomorrow as a traditional company, you want to set it up, and you said, I'm going to move into this. I'm going to set up control point for every dig. I'm going to educate manager. Trust me, you need the entire Indian army to come and help you to run this factory and monitor and control it. Because you won't be able to have checkpoints at every stage because you name them. From the stores, from the cutting, from the process, from everywhere. It's impossible. So our cost management, to say in general, is facing a lot of challenges. So if you want to put it into two ideas, how to overcome this, you need to change your ways today that it means everything has to be upfront, not after fact, because once the price goes to the buyer, it's gone. You can't change it. And don't count on the people on the floor like by adding overtime, pushing people and make them crazy and tell them, this is how they're going to increase your productivity. It's impossible. Sometimes probably, is it the reason why we have so much labor turnover? It's not because people, they get enough money and they leave to their own villages. Sometimes, as you said, we never ask like about why people, they stay, as you said. You know, like, those are things we never have done even 360-degree survey on employees to find out, you know. What do they like, what do they don't like? So we have total disconnectivity. When Toyota said there's the 8 type of waste disconnectivity is not the processor, it's the mindset is totally disconnected. If I take you all together from the same company and I'll tell you, face the wall and write me, why do I need you today in my business? Just write me on that board there. And I will guarantee you none of those key will connect. And then if I take the ownership of this company and I ask him, what's your vision, sir, and what you're looking for in the future? Probably all these, what they drive, doesn't link to this. Shipping on time? You all ship on time, but at how much? I'm sure you put a lot of expenses on. How generate all these expenses? Who budgeted for you? Today, world-class companies are totally the opposite of what we do. That's why I said it's a 360 degrees changeover. It's not changing over the employees. Employees, we don't touch them even. It takes a lot on the strategic side before even I walk into the floor. You know, company, when they start changing into lean manufacturing, I told them today, you know, you cannot touch any company to change before you have 100% people speak the same language. I'm talking business language, have common objective, and people have the skills and the tool, the body of knowledge to drive it. Then I will have like 300 people as a consultant, as you all said, driving the change in the company. It's not like educating the people. Like, you know, all these nice about hearing yellow belt, green belt, brown belt, black belt, everybody going, even Lean Six Sigma. Even you ask Toyota, they tell Sigma, Six Sigma, they never apply Six Sigma even. It comes from Motorola. But everybody finding an opportunity for marketing, which is interesting. Let's look at the essential. What do we really need as a business? And I think you're the only person who can make this change, and you're the only person who can make this happen, as long as you understand what you're aiming for. Moving into this, we're looking into costing system, which we call effective. So Toyota and world-class manufacturers, they have the target costing system. Very simple. If I take a product like shirt, running out of time, 5 minutes. Okay, I'll make it quick. This is the most important part anyway. If it comes to world-class manufacturing, it's very basic. I don't want to negotiate. We've done it even in 1991 with at Wonderbrow with Walmart. You know, buyers come share with you, like, if I have marketing intelligence and I know this product, I could sell it to the buyer for $7. I break it down into sales groups. Sales group tell me, I cannot spend more than 45% on raw material. I cannot spend more than 12% on manpower. I cannot spend more of this on manufacturing cost. People, they take it and they drive it into target objective. Target objective move, what we call it, into the target objective move into R&D, move into development. This is where they make it happen, developing all the technique, the idea, the knowledge before they transfer it to the production floor. When it comes to the production floor, it becomes allowable cost. Not KPI, not whatever you call it, KRI and whatever it is. We call it allowable cost. This is where, when it comes to allowable cost, this is where I start talking about HAR. What do I need really to drive this? Look, in the afternoon, I'll show you a lot of details, how we rebuilt company. We took out, skills. We gapped the skills out, and we really redesigned it before even we shut it in order for me to achieve this. If tomorrow I'll tell you, can you turn your factory tomorrow to become in-market costing? You can't. Because you cannot trust what's behind the walls and the one who's running the floor, and you cannot even trust the line management running the show in order for them to make it happen. That's why it's a time to think. I'm going to cut it off. Anyway, I'll cover a lot in the afternoon. So this is what it comes, allowable cost. This is structure. It looks like this. World-class manufacturing are driven by market, not by data coming from production floor. We have midterm and long-term improvement. This is what we call the Kaizen costing system. It means manufacture is all about improvement. It's not about, my SMV deviate a little bit, I change. It's all. But how can I improve target and goals if I don't have so much performance measure to educate people, driven from a costing formula to ensure that people will maintain it, will reach it, or will improve it further. So that's why, as a whole, this is my last slide, as a whole, to become a world-class manufacturer, we're talking about just-in-time manufacturing structure. You call it lean, you call it quick response, you call it any name you want to give it, but it's called just-in-time manufacturing concept. With unified management system, it means we link all the key function in management into one unified system. They work against one common objective, one order to change. This is where company in just-in-time manufacturing are regrouped, centralized by product family and buyers. It means the engineer and all that, they're all part of the budget. They don't mix everything together in order to control the profitability. Sometimes I have some products, probably I think I'm making a lot of money, but it's contrary, probably I'm making with the short runs products. So because we never estimated product cost. So as a whole, this is the last you could, so we need to shift from cost control to reduction system. We need to shift from cost center, decentralized to centralized, which is by value stream. Look, the list is long, you could read it, I'm not gonna read it, probably you're faster reading it. That's my last one. Can I move? And if you attend in the afternoon, you will have the same slides. My last, value engineering, we never talk about value engineering. The whole manufacturing industry, since it's labor intensive, it's all about value engineering. It's not just about SMV. In the afternoon, I'll show you how much we designed value engineering that I cannot break garment industry. Those are from 26 to 28 years of effort and thinking. And today, I'll tell you, I will have the formula to success. But I need the people to a choice to make. To accept conditions as they exist, or to accept the responsibility for changing them. When you make a choice, you change the future. So people, whatever you want to call it, system, structure, mindset, culture, vision, all they go into one box. They cannot be split. They're all interrelated. This is for now. Thank you very much. Look, I leave any questions for later. So for more detail, I think I will cover more details in the afternoon. I keep it just at a macro level now. All right?